back to the Moment Makers podcast. This is the Isolation series with Benjamin Cato. And I'm your host, Jeb Bush, here to talk about all things insane, all things sane, all things in general. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you on. I'm glad to not be alone and in my head anymore. I have you here now, the listener, the viewer, the wonderful people we have in our lives that makes it all worth it. Anyway, here's who you've all been waiting for. Here he comes.
Thanks, Jeb. I really appreciate that grand intro there. So what are we talking about today? I think we're going to talk a little bit about, what was it? That's right. Frozen foods. Frozen foods and how they are derived from communism. All right. So, bear with me here. Frozen foods. You know how, like, you go to the store. They're like the $2 things, lean cuisine, whatever you want to, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're thinking. But you get them, you kind of expect them to be a full meal, or at least you wish them to be. There's like that hopeful little thought in the back of your mind. There's like, this is a meal, it's supposed to be a meal. At least that's how they market it, But the thing is, those damn things are only like 200 fucking calories. It's not a meal. It's this tiny little, it's like, okay, 4 stalks of broccoli and like a quarter of a chicken breast cooked with some goddamn garlic and rosemary. That's not a meal. That's a side. That's a side to what you're trying to do, to eat, But anyway, basically, what's happening is all of these capitalist marketing, food marketing companies, I guess you would call them, basically, they're keeping their portions low, not only to keep their prices low and to make as much profit as possible, of course, because capitalism, but also, one thing that we forgot to think about, they are trying to keep Americans small. They're trying to keep us all small people, myself included. And if you know what I look like, I am a small, little tiny bean of a human being. A human being. Whatever. So, trying to keep us small so that they can come in and take us over whenever our diets have finally caught up to us. It's the communism, people. It's communism. And I, for one, am welcoming it. That's why I eat solely, exclusively, frozen foods for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. That's right, in that order. So, that's just my little PSA to everyone, that frozen foods are communism. That's it. That's the big to-do today. We're probably not going to go anywhere else with this. Yeah.
Communism.
Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. I don't know, this is kind of really hard to say. Worcestershire? I think? I'm not really sure. If you know, let me know, please. I would really like to stop making a fool of myself because I'm not sure if I'm right anymore. So if I could be corrected, or at least if I am right, let me know, so I don't doubt myself as much anymore. Another thing that we need to get to today that I'm really excited about is our word of the day. This is our second word of the day, not our second one today, but the second one that we've done. Anyway, today's word of the day is telephone. All right, cool. I got something a little bit different today. We're going to step into a little bit of a story that I'm going to try my best to try and articulate this expansive thing to you. I really hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Welcome to a journey that is most foul and in the greatest depths of the universe. We will travel far and near and close, yet further away. And I will tell you of stories that are great and unimaginable. First, we have our hero, Philophagophagus, and his woman, the bottle. The evil mastermind, Nook. And so our story begins on Velociraptor Planet, where ironically there is no velociraptors. Anyway, our hero, Philophagophagus, opens up his unit. That is the storage unit that he owns on Velociraptor Planet to go in and get some of his things because he just got a new apartment with his new girlfriend, Bottle. So he's moving in, and the storage unit manager comes in, and guess who he is? Guess, just guess for me, just guess for me, please. He's Nook. And you'll have to come back next week to hear what happens, because oh boy does it get good. There's a lot of issues. He hasn't paid his back rent for 6 months, and they've been trying to get in there, but they lost the key. They were going to bring in a dude to cut the bolts and get in there, take all of his stuff out and sell it and do one of those storage war type things, but they just weren't able to get the funds to do it. They need to buy a bolt cutter, and honestly, storage buildings aren't really bringing in that much revenue right now. So they've just been having some issues. Really, Nook's a good guy. He's just trying to make ends meet. He's got a family. He's got a wife. He's got kids. His dad's in the hospital. He's not doing too good. So really, I mean, when you get down to it, he's not really that evil. But, I'll save this for next week. Here we go. I gave you a little snippet. I hope you are excited for next time. Yeah.
Listening is hard, at least for me anyway. I've got a terrible hearing, I've got terrible hearing. Not only that, but I've got, I assume that I have what they call dissociative hearing disorder. I feel like a lot of people might end up having it. It's just one of those things where, someone talks, and it just, instead of it sounding like words, it just more so sounds like it's like it's sort of just like that, just like utter nonsense. But along with having terrible hearing loss from, playing music and listening to everything at full volume and guns, stiff kids do. What stiff kids do, stiff kids. Oh, God, I shouldn't repeat that many times. But, you know what they say. If Columbine would have been any worse, we would have had a female president by now. But, if you have bad hearing, and a lot of people kind of make fun of me for making jokes about me being deaf, basically, although I'm not really deaf. I just have bad hearing, It's just, I don't think it's very nice to joke around about deaf people. People with a disability, it's not cool to joke about people with a disability. It's not a funny thing. But I guess with deaf people in particular, I still make deaf jokes myself because, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Hear the jokes and get mad that they heard the joke and then act, I don't know, I'm not worried about it too much. But it is, it's a sensitive topic sometimes. And you got to be really wary about what sort of maniacal things you're getting into. And by maniacal, I obviously mean what type of sexual interactions you're having with the people that you know and love. Your significant other, or just your great roommate who just happens to be a good guy pal of yours. It doesn't really have to do with any sort of impactful judiciary citrus fruits. It's nonsense, really. And that's just the way it goes. Things as far as the moon goes can bring forth even the moon impacts our day-to-day lives is what I'm trying to get at. It pulls and pushes the waves, and what do the waves do? They pull and push the moon. And that's where we get the ocean, and then the ocean goes up and it becomes clouds, and then we get rain on the earth. That's where rain comes from. Kids, if you're wanting an educational lesson, come here. I'll tell you how fucking rain clouds are made and shit. It's great stuff, obviously. We all know this shit. But it's all connected. It's all connected in weird sort of ways. There's strings attached to every sort of vibrational being, every sort of thing that happens. For every um, positive reaction, there's just as much of a. I don't remember the quote. You all know it. You get the point that I'm trying to make. For everything, there's another thing. That's just like how it goes, man.
Potatoes and everything underneath the gravy bone.
Alrighty, I got a little something to tell you all. Got a little review. I got a little placement review on the state of Oregon in the United States of America. This is my take on it. This is my how I view the place. It's just something. It's my perspective, and maybe other people's perspective as well. Let me know. But either way, here we go. Hope you like it.
Spiders, spiders, everywhere. You know what? Australia has the most poisonous snakes, the tropics have the most parrot variety, and Oregon has the most spiders per square mile than any place on earth. Poisonous, yes. Black widows under every piece of patio furniture in southern Oregon. Portland is crawling with hobo spiders, brown recluses in almost every house. European spiders look like a big brown recluse, but not as poisonous, And the occasional black widow. When I say occasional, I mean more so like the every damn time you see one is around the corner, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, added to that, wolf spiders that are the Hulk Hogan of the goddamn spider world, and maybe they're not as poisonous, but goddamn, those things are fucking scary sometimes. They're just too much. They're big enough to cover the damn palm of your hand and come indoors to set up shop late in the winter. Summer. To come indoors to set up shop in late summer? I don't know. Any time. You'll jump out of your skin when you find one running around the damn bathroom. Spiders in the bathroom. And they're fast. Not like your cat fast, but fast like a goddamn meth head driving out of a fucking 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday when he just went in and got a Red Bull and a pack of V8 water. That's not a thing. But they'll run over both your bare feet while you're trying to relax and drink your morning coffee in the goddamn John. You know what? There's spiders fucking everywhere, leaving you with a clamping sphincter that can bend steel while you spill hot coffee down your legs. That warm morning brown going down you. Now, if you ever leave the house and try to get to your car, you face the spiderweb challenge. I tell you what, the spiderweb challenge? Why, you tried to sleep after spraying the entire house with a mega-sized can of roach and spider killer. The outside spiders are busy all night making your house look like a goddamn Halloween party. It's fucking June or July, but outside, you'd think goddamn Jason Voorhees is about to come because it looks like it's Halloween. Well, that'd be Friday the 13th, I guess. I don't know. Shut up. Anyway. Get used to spitting the webs out of your mouth because you're going to look like a goddamn breakdancer on the way to your car as you're swatting every other fucking web in the vicinity with like 12 spiders on it, and every time you swat and you try to, maneuver your way through, 17 more crawl down your spine and give you syphilis. At least that's how I tell my girlfriend I got it. But, that's irrelevant. But you'll find, people just don't realize how many different colors spiders come in. You'll find green ones, pink ones, white ones, yellow ones, just trying to smell the roses, just trying to get out there and, just trying to live your life. You'll find 18 different ones in the vicinity of that which is your home. The grass has dozens of kind that patrol nothing but the ground. Every shrub and tree has its own spider ecosystem and billions of webs. No one ever tells the whole story about the spiders in Oregon. I tell you right now, there's way too fucking many, and I don't know if anyone has ever documented all the varieties of spiders there. I don't know. There's too many to count. Too many to count. It's way more than the limbs that I have. Way more than the fingers I have. There's definitely, easily, more than 10. If you count my toes, I guess it's 20 then. But once you're there in Oregon and you can't afford to move, you get used to living with the little bloodsuckers, But I can't think of a single reason to choose to live with spiders in Oregon. I can't think of a single reason to move there because the damn spiders Or you know what? Who knows? With the radiation from Fukushima, what that will even do to the spider DNA? Maybe in 20 years we'll have spiders that are eating our pets. Fuck, they're eating us. You know what? It's gonna be like that episode of Rick and Morty. It's gonna be like that episode of Rick and Morty where spiders live with human beings, and we've got a war about to go on in our hands. We gotta have fucking flies in our ice cream. You know what? I don't want flies in my ice cream. I'm tired of these damn spiders. I'm tired of all this shit. You know what? Next we're gonna have these radioactive snakes. We're gonna. When does this end? How do we control this? The government needs to be stopped with all this radiation activity. Maybe they need to stop the spiders. Are the spiders in control? Or is the government in control? You know, who's bossing who around here? You see all these things around. Aren't they supposed to be protecting our very livelihood? And yet how many people do you know have gotten bitten by a spider? See, that's the thing. You can think of very few. But you know what? A person gets bitten by a spider 500 times in a year, and they don't even notice it. At least that's what they say. People just don't want to admit it. People don't want to admit it because it's like a shameful thing to be bitten by a spider, you know? It's like one of those things that just you don't want to admit it. It's like getting an STD or something, you know. You can't admit to being bitten by one of those things. It's just too outlandish. It's like, no, that never happens. That would never happen to me. I would never. This isn't possible. This isn't something that's realistic. This isn't happening. I didn't get bitten by something like that, by an incestuous creature such as a damn spider. You know what? I do have to say, you know what? The daddy long legs are kind of nice. I mean, their fangs are too small to, you know, bite into you. So that's kind of nice of them, though. But they're poison or venom, or fuck, I don't forget the definition of poison and venom. But you know, one of them. Yeah, it's pretty potent apparently. I don't know, but they can't bite you, so I guess it's fine. I don't know. That's the only one, you know. That's the only fucking one that's gonna be okay. That's the only one that's decent. But I tell you what, the rest of those fuckers, the rest of those goddamn spiders, fuck them. It's too much. It's too much to worry about. I don't have to talk about this anymore. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting heated, and it's just not good for my psyche. It's not good for you. I'm sure you're stressing about it. I need to back off for a second and just breathe. See, now isn't that better? I'm gonna go to bed tonight and all I can think about is goddamn spiders now. Jesus, I shouldn't have brought that up. It's a touchy subject for me. There's just too many.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us today. Be sure to tune in next time for the Moment Makers podcast. This has been your host, Ben. And don't forget, you can use code MMP to get 10% off of any Spero Cloth item if you go to sperocloth.com. That is MMP for Moment Makers podcast. Thank you for joining me.